Hey, George, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. It's Jose Cano from LatinoScoop.com. We're based in Chicago. Want to thank you for your time and talk to you about your show.
Yeah, sure. Great.
So, maybe I've got a chance to see your show. Saw the clips and stuff, and saw the first part. For the readers, for our readers on LatinoScoop.com that haven't seen your show, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the show now that it's playing on TV Land. Maybe give us a summary on it.
Well, everybody's seen me in my first show. As a matter of fact, it's still on. It's never been off the air since 2002. Uh, Everybody loves that show. It's been a favorite of all people, the Latinos, and every age and every demographic, which I consider a high honor. And I tried another one at FX, went 10 episodes. And then I did the talk show, which was a great experience. I'm not sure I would have wanted to do that for the rest of my career, but for the 2 seasons, it was good. Communication with the network and not us not being eye to eye is a good reason to not continue. But this one is kind of like the when I went to TV Land, the head of programming there said, "Listen, I saw your family show. I've seen the HBO specials. I've seen the other stuff. Show me the George that no one sees." And this show is pretty much the George Lopez that nobody sees.
Well, that's interesting because I mean, you're not a stranger to TV comedy, and whose idea was it? This is your idea coming to TV Land about the
Well,
show, and
actually, Eva Longoria told me that she was over at TV Land, and then she came to me and she said, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you guys are going to go over to TV Land, but I just had a meeting over there, and that guy loves you. Like, he's like, I want George Lopez on this network." So, when I went, I wasn't sure what the direction would be, but when he said, "Show me the guy nobody sees," that was an easy one.
well, that's funny. Tell us a little bit about the cast in terms of it being a different show from all the other shows. How did you go about picking the cast, and or
Well,
what
I
was?
let my mustache and goatee grow, so it's a different. It's a different look than what people are used to seeing me do. And then we kind of just went in between, like a guy that's might be a little too vario for Hollywood, and then too Hollywood for the vario. So somewhere caught in between the two worlds was a great place to do stuff. On the show, I toy with the idea of going back to the place I grew up and building a house there, and then it's nothing but trouble from the people who live there, from the contractor, from the real estate agent, and so I got that, and then problems in the show business side, reaching a larger demographic, people thinking that I'm having money problems, and all of that stuff, and then raising a daughter at the same time. It's perfect, man. There's so many directions to go to. Arsenio's done it. Babyface is on this week. Kathy Griffin did it. Mary V. Ragosa did it. So it's been a great thing to do with friends, and I like the character. I like the fact that I play straight a lot of the times, and the people that revolve around me are kind of crazier than I am, which is a lot what it is in real life. You run into so many characters, man. You can't believe that these people are like real people.
That's so true. Not only that, but your show does also resonate amongst many Latinos who are caught in that middle portion, where it's either one side or the other. Especially the acculturated Latino who's born here, who's still identifies with their heritage and the American culture. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us about maybe can you describe a normal day on the set? There's got to be a lot of laughter at times.
I was in. I'm in every scene, so we always try to do one the way that we wrote it, and then do a couple that we just have fun with. So and then when they edit them, they usually use a little bit of both, so it gives it.
Well, that's good. That's good. We had a chance to talk to Mulago not too long ago, a couple days ago, and he brought up I mean his version of the show. He's a very interesting character. Maybe you can describe him how his role is in the show as well.
Yeah, it's one of those dudes. Manuel's one of those guys that you know, if you judge a book by a cover, you would see that guy and you would think that he was menacing, that he was a little bit of a threat to people. And no, he's actually a sweet guy, very innocent guy, very honest guy. And I think he plays. I always found great sidekicks. In the first show, I had Valente Rodriguez, who was a great actor, and he played my buddy Ernie. And that was a great relationship. He and I had some great times and really funny together. And Manolo's the same thing. Manolo and this guy Sal, that plays Eduardo, wasn't even an actor. You know, he's a tattoo artist, and we wanted a feel of a guy who was a real Chicano from Los Angeles, and we found Sal. Sal was a friend of mine, and I thought, you know what, Sal, I know you never acted, but come and do this thing with me, and he's good too.
Yeah, that's funny. How's this different from stand-up? I mean, you've done other TV shows, but is it? I mean,
well, everything's different than stand-up. Stand-up is the freest form of expression that a performer could have, and when you do your first show, they're looking for logos and they're looking for sponsorships and they're looking to, you can't say this, you can't say that. Same thing with Lopez tonight. They didn't want to be as edgy as we wanted it to be. So, but doing stand up is it is the freest. When you really want to let loose and be yourself, this is the way to express yourself in the freest, most gratifying way. You do a show, it's got to be months before people see it. But when you do stand up, it's immediate. So it's like doing theater. Theater with more laughs.
Awesome. Hey, listen. Maybe one last question. Maybe you can tell our readers why they should be watching Lopez on TV Land.
Well, if you're a fan of mine, you'll love to see me be funny. And if you're not a fan of mine, you get to see me be in situations where you're like, oh, good, I'm glad that happened to him. He deserves that.
Chuck, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck with the show, and we look forward to the additional shows coming up.
Thank you, my man.
All right, talk to you.
All right.